Hi, I'm Phil Constantine. On this episode of Travels with Phil, we're going to Florissant Fossil Beds National Monument, home of world-class fossils and petrified redwood trees. So let's take a look out there. That's Colorado Springs as we head in toward the area up there along Road 24. This is a world-class source for fossils. Some of the largest petrified tree stumps in the world, ancient dinosaurs, and volcanic flows make up the Florissant fossil beds. Let's go check it out here. You can see on the map we're at the city, the little town actually of Florissant. You take a turn to the south and it's just a couple of miles away, and there you go. The layers of rock beneath this valley contain one of the richest fossil deposits in the world. Now right here you can see the visitor center at the top, the little trail out there that takes you to several of the tree stumps that are out there. And right in the center you see what's called the big stump. We'll have more on that later. And then that hill there, that's one of those areas where you can see those rich fossil deposits in the shale that developed over time. I'll tell you all about that. I'm going to show you all kinds of fossils and all kinds of stumps, plants, life. But let's look at the valley first. The valley almost appears to be timeless. It's suited to a cool, temperate climate. Everything like that flourishes here. Animals, birds, flowers, trees. The world around us, though, is constantly changing. Mountains rise and erode away. Life thrives and changes in a blink. And our sense of time and the environment around us is grounded in the present. But one of the things about this area is it harkens back to things that are 35 million years old, and even the area where the settlers first came here. The area is best known for its petrified stumps and fossils. Let me show you how they were created. Around 37 million years ago, dinosaurs were extinct, and it was now the age of mammals. A distant explosion from a collapsing volcanic crater, known as a caldera, sent an enormous flow of superheated ash and gas racing across the landscape like a volcanic hurricane, incinerating everything in its path. Slowly, life regained a foothold by 34 to 35 million years ago as new powerful volcanoes loomed over the Florissant Valley. Periodic eruptions blanketed the valley with ash and debris. Rainfall saturated the loose debris on the slopes of the volcano, creating a massive, fast-moving mudflow called a lahar. It was miles long and roughly 15 feet tall when it reached the Florissant Valley. The slurry of mud and volcanic ash surrounded the bases of the towering redwoods. And as the redwoods died, their tops decayed away. Groundwater, rich in dissolved silica from volcanic ash, gradually seeped into the wood, depositing minerals and petrifying it over time. Volcanic eruptions continued over thousands of years. Another flowing lahar blocked a stream, creating the ancient Lake Florissant. After several millennia, this lake and the landscape surrounding it nourished as an abundance of life. Volcanic ash and clay settled onto the lakebed, creating layers of various thickness over time. Single-celled algae called diatoms thrived in the mineral-rich water, then died periodically. The layers compressed and formed a thinly layered sedimentary rock called paper shale. Leaves, seeds, insects, fish, and even birds settled to the bottom of the lake, where they were buried by new layers of volcanic ash, clay, and diatoms.
Zoom sits on top up here of the shale, which is right down here, a couple layers. There's 4 or 5 big layers there and a whole bunch of individual ones. There you go, some more dark ones right there. multiple layers here. What they will do is they will try to split open the layers and see if there's a fossilized plant in between them, or animal as the case may be, mostly insects and plant life. So this is one of the outcrops here of the shale that comes to the surface. Travels with Phil continues in Florissant Fossil Park or National Monument in Colorado. This is a ponderosa pine, I believe. This is enormous. Going lengthwise across this, that's probably a good 10-12 feet. This is all a fossilized tree. You can see that they dug down a little bit. This was an ancient seabed. All right, this is the big stump. There you go. You can see how big it is from the lady standing over there. They're a little above 5 feet. You can see some of the stratifications behind it. Right up here, that's some of the shale. Right up there, that's where you'd find some of the fossils. And then that would be cap rock up above it. So this is what kept it all underground, so it was able to fossilize without getting reached by air, so it would deteriorate. This is big. Now they tried to cut it up into multiple pieces so they could move it. And right up here on the top you can see two pieces of a saw blade. Right there, right there. So this is the big stump, and it's very big. Continuing on from Florissant Fossil Bed National Monument. It says ancient clone says these three stumps in front of you grew out of the base of an earlier one. There you go. Done a lot of work trying to cut them apart so people can get samples back in the days when it was still open to people taking samples. It was a commercial operation. Got another one over here on the other side that's even wider.
All right, and this is a 3D look at this trio of cloned redwood tree stumps. You can see where they're joined together. Some interesting software that took to do this. You can spin it around and look in different directions. Interesting stuff. In 1956, Toby Wells gave tours of a man he sort of recognized, asked if he could buy this trunk. Well, that man turned out to be Walt Disney, who was on vacation with his wife. And now the stump is on display in Disneyland, right from right here. All right, let's go inside the museum and see some of the fossils for which this place is known worldwide. That's an earwig and a fly. You see lots of flies all over the world now. Well, they were there in ancient times. Acorns, some of the technological drawings, and then these are some of the other etchings that they have of these animals that people, scientists, have been doing for a long time. Look at all the spiders. Lots and lots of insects, because they would get stuck in the lake and then caught in the layers. Now, there are very few fossils of butterflies, and this one actually has living descendants. There you go. That's one of them right there. And looking outside, some fish, because it was a lake, small mammals out there, birds, a few birds out there, midges, those are small creatures, spiders again, cicadas. You have animals actually eating some of the leaves out there, another butterfly and a moth. And this is a wasp that is only found in Asia, this plant right here. But it's here. The fossils are here, but it's only now found in Asia. And this is only found in equatorial Africa. You know what it is? It's a tsetse fly. Spreads malaria, by the way. So let's be glad it's not in Colorado. And as we look around, this is a quick rundown of just a tiny amount of the fossils that are in the museum that I took. Sped it up, so that's why it's so shaky. And then lots of animals out there. Lots of plants, lots of beautiful flowers during the summer seasons, lots of trees. You'll see lots of snow during the wintertime. Lots of birds out there as well. And the squirrels are sort of interesting looking. And you'll see deer wandering up and all around the visitor center. There were a couple up there when I was up there when I visited some time back. Well, folks have been visiting here for over 100 years. The train actually would come right through there. And people are visiting it now, looking to see if they have distant relatives there. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to make comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the circle with my picture in it in the lower right-hand corner of the video. The arrow is pointing at it now. And once you have subscribed, you can be notified of when I have a new video posted by clicking on the bell icon in the description field below the video. Thanks again for watching.